And it's time for a change! I have so much anger. I feel like I've been raped. In the face! Great stuff.
At no point in your rambling were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I guess you just discovered a new element!
It's the element of surprise.
It don't take fortune. It don't take fame. You don't need a credit card to ride this train. Welcome to the Element of Surprise. My name is Chadwick J. Sewitt. I'm your host on this little shindig we like to take together every once in a while. Check us out, eosmentallyirregular.podbean.com. Check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/eosmentallyirregular. Join the Facebook group, the EOS Army. Check out the YouTube page, the Element of Surprise channel on YouTube. And like, subscribe, all that happy stuff. Smash the like button. Smash it. Take a hammer. A big hammer. Go to Ace Hardware. Buy a hammer. Bring it home. Go to the YouTube channel. See the subscribe button. Smash it with the hammer. That's how you do it. Okay, so lots been going on. First and foremost, most foremost on my mind is I just watched a movie, came out in 2016, and it was called Swiss Army Man. It has Daniel Radcliffe from the Harry Potter franchise and Paul Dano, who most recently is the Riddler in the new Batman. Basically, Paul Dano's stuck alone on an island, and a corpse floats up, and it's Daniel Craig, and he uses the corpse's body in fantastical, ridiculous ways to survive. I highly recommend it. I've never seen anything like this before. I don't think I'll ever see anything like it again. It's so fucking weird. It just owns its weirdness in a way that's like completely unique. Like, there are a lot of things out there, a lot of movies, TV shows, songs, things that are designed to just be straight up fucking weird. But this wears its own weirdness like a coat. It's like you go. This movie is never at any point in time apologetic or shy about how fucking weird it is. It's just pure insanity the entire way through. I can't recommend it enough. I think that if you just want to sit down and watch something that is just pure bonkers, Swiss Army Man is where it's at. And I said Daniel Craig plays a corpse. Not Daniel Craig, that's James Bond. Daniel Radcliffe. Jesus Christ. Daniel Radcliffe plays a corpse. And you think, okay, well, he's just him sitting there doing nothing. No, the corpse is overtly flatulent. I mean, its farts are one of its main superpowers, and he talks, and it's kind of, is it all in Paul Dano's head, or is it not? And the movie kind of reveals that. I'm not going to tell you too much more, but I cannot, like, I just finished watching this movie maybe 10 minutes ago. It's absolutely fucking bonkers. I cannot say that enough. I cannot stress enough how fucking insane this film is, and why you need to absolutely watch it to understand anything. Like, I can't even talk about it. You wouldn't understand until you've seen it. So yeah, that's my pick. That's the EOS pick of the week, is Swiss Army Man. Go and watch it now. It's on demand. You can just watch it for free. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't work for the cell phone company anymore. Okay, so let's backtrack here. Let's start. Let's go back in time to the end of March. PearSquatch, the manager who looks like a pear and a Sasquatch fucked and had a hairy pear-shaped baby made entirely out of shapes, who's the manager there. He's been manager for 8 months at this point. He came in October, and he's been manager all the way up through now. It is May. Going back to whenever he took over the store, whenever the district manager and all of her narcissistic fucking brilliance was like, you know what, this store right here, you guys are doing great. Chad, you work here. The boss is doing good. Olivia, she's here, she's doing good. You guys are like a well-oiled machine. There's nothing about this store that needs any changing. You guys are killing it. You guys are fucking killing it. Let's change it up. Let's move the manager to a different store, bring in a new manager from another store, and just flip-flop them for no fucking discernible reason. And we'll just go from there. That was 8 months ago. That happened in October. So, in November, after PearSquatch had been manager for a total of 3 weeks, Olivia quit because, well, I've talked to her about this, and I'm not sure she, once too much said, but let's boil it down. It was because of PearSquatch. PearSquatch is the reason. It wasn't fun anymore. He's a corporate goon, and, just, oh, you're not following the corporate rules. That's not the way corporate wants it. Fuck that noise. She's out. So, that left me, and he had brought in another employee, or 2 other employees, and then he hired another one. And so then Christmas rolls around. It's Christmas Eve. And we off to work on Christmas Eve. We had to get there at fucking 6:37 in the morning. And, PearSquatch comes in. He's like, all right, everybody, big team meeting. He's, just going over what the corporate policies for Christmas Eve and shit are. Just very, what's the word I'm looking for? Just those monotonous corporate platitudes that people who, let me say this. Let me say this. A good manager and a bad manager, because a good manager is always gonna be human about things. It's like, a good manager be like, all right, so there's changes coming. There's, this is what corporate wants us to do, and we got to do it. That's bullshit. You don't need to like it. It's just part of the job. You got to do it. And a bad manager is the guy that gets excited for the corporate platitudes and is like, all right, so, we're going to have a whole new 6-point play, and it's a proven study. We've had focus groups track this, and that's what we want, and that's what corporate wants. So I'm implementing it, that if you guys don't follow the corporate play exactly to the letter, well, that's going to be a write-up. But it's one of those guys that basically, like, loves the title of being manager, loves the authority that comes with it, has no idea how to talk to employees or real people, because they probably don't have any friends, which I don't believe PearSquatch has friend 1. Anyway, just, one of those types, the type of guy that work's not going to be any fun. Any type of enjoyment you might get from it, even from your coworkers, or doing your job, or doing it well, busting your ass and doing it well enough that you can take pride out of it, is just going to be just smashed out of existence, because he's going to find something wrong with it. He's going to find something to convince you that you could have done this better, you could have done that better, because corporate would like it that way. And, I didn't see you do that. I didn't see that you remind the customer to give us a Google review. I didn't see you tell the customer about, the TV product. It's like, okay, well, they already have the TV product. Oh, well, but, you should have stepped off the floor, pulled me aside, and we could have discussed this at length, and then gone back out and found a way to force more corporate bullshit onto their account against their will, and get more money out of their pockets that they don't need. They're there to upgrade their cell phones. They're there to add 2 lines. They're not there to talk about TV. If they were there to talk about TV, they'd be interested in it. Did you bring up TV? Yeah, I did. I said, do you guys, have you heard about the TV? Yeah, the TV product we offer. Yes, we actually have it. Oh, okay, cool. No reason to continue beyond that point. But he's the type that would just be like, well, maybe I'm not. If you got enough. He starts sounding like an engine that's not turning over right. Maybe if you got a little bit of conversation with them, you could get them to upgrade their package. It's like, fuck you. Upgrade your package. But anyway, so I digress. Christmas Eve. He's going off about the corporate policies, and at that time there was myself, 5 people working there, 5 of us, and just he finishes the thing, and then he literally, the old thing where like you take your arm and you make a fist and you're just like, go get him, like that, and you just kind of go get him. God, there's no visual, so I'm sure you guys, like, what does he do with his fist? I don't know, but like that whole, like, and you guys can do it, go get him. You know, it did that, and the energy in the room was just like, fuck this. It's Christmas Eve. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. We're all here, and you're coming in with a pep in your step about how awesome the corporate propaganda and fucking just nonsense is. And my one other work friend there, he's like, I am going to quit today. If he doesn't shut up about this, I'm going to quit today. And I'm like, go ahead, man, fucking do it. And so then the boss comes back out from his office after spending like 2 hours back there doing God knows what, probably masturbating. And it's like, oh, why haven't we, who's got any sales on the board? No, nobody. It's Christmas Eve. We haven't fucking seen anybody. Nobody's coming in. It's Christmas fucking Eve. Oh, you know, we got to get there. We got to get something on the board. We got to get some. Okay, it's, again, Christmas Eve. You go stand outside and drag somebody in and tell them to buy some. Well, if that's what you got to do. You know what? I'm going to go get a haircut. And my one buddy just goes off. He's like, if you go get a haircut on Christmas Eve, I will fucking walk. I will walk out of this job. I will walk out of this store on you. And he goes, no, you won't. And that's silly. Don't be so silly. You know, that's you're going to really throw away your career over me getting a haircut? My coworker was like, this is not a career for me. This is a fucking paycheck. So don't ever mistake those two things again. He's like, okay, well, we'll talk about this when I get back. I'm going to go get my haircut. And he goes and he gets his haircut. And he comes back. And my coworker, who, we'll just call him Jay for right now, because I'm not going to pop his name out there. We'll call him Jay. And he's just like, well, he got a haircut. I'm like, yep. And then I'm like, I'm going to take my lunch break. And I go on my lunch break. And I just see him walk out, just get in his car and leave. And I'm like, okay. And I get a phone call from him. And I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, yeah, where'd you go? I'm like, I'm on lunch. He's like, oh, shit. He's like, I didn't know. I wanted to shake your hand. I'm like, what do you want to shake my hand for? He's like, oh, because I'm fucking out of this place. I'm walking. I'm like, because he got a haircut? He goes, it's not just that he got a haircut, dude. It's, come on. You see it. I'm like, I do see it. He's a piece of shit. He's like, yep, and I don't need that. And then he called it my career. It's like, dude, I'm 24 years old. This is a paycheck to me. I'm driving, like, way too fucking far to be to this store in Murraysville to deal with his bullshit. I'm like, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. And he goes, but it's been a pleasure working with you. And I'm like, thank you. I'm like, do take care of yourself. He's like, I intend to. And tell him to go fuck himself. So I come back from my lunch break. He comes, PearSquatch, the boss, comes out from the back office. He's like, where is Jay? Where did Jay go? I'm like, oh, yeah, no, dude quit. He's like, no, what? He didn't quit. I'm like, he quit. He told you he was going to quit. He told you to your face he would quit if you got your haircut, and you got your haircut. So he quit. He goes, he didn't quit. Hold on, I'll call him. Calls him, no answer. Calls him again, no answer. Calls him a third time. Jay picks up, tells him, he's like, yeah, no, I don't work for you anymore. Well, I don't understand. Is this about a haircut? And apparently he went off on him, told him it's way more than just a haircut and everything like that. It's like, nobody likes you, you have no fucking friends, you are a sycophantic, fucking pompous, arrogant piece of shit. You know, you've got your head so far up corporate's ass, I can't tell where they end and you begin. You know, this is a job. It's a job, and that's it. And, you know, he goes, okay, well, I guess we didn't need you anyway. And then calls the district manager, who basically, in her own words, she said, fuck them, we don't need them. Because, you know, that's her attitude. A guy quits literally because of the boss. And she's like, well, fuck him. So that's the attitude there. So, you know, I'm fucking losing it. I think this is hilarious. About a week later, the guy that PearSquatch had hired, who we will just call Nate. Yeah, that's close enough but far enough from his real name that it'll work. Goes, yeah, I'm not feeling so good. I'm going to go home. Just never comes back. PearSquatch takes 2 weeks trying to reach him. 2 fucking weeks trying to get in touch with him before it's just like, dude, that guy's clearly not coming back. Oh, you know, he said he wasn't feeling good. He might be sick. I'm pretty sure if he was sick, he would have called and told you. Dude just fucking, he walked. turns out he walked on him too, because he'd only worked there for 2 weeks. He's like, yeah, this guy's kind of fucked up. I don't like his bullshit. Yeah, he's, like I told him on day one that I could only work these days. He's scheduling me on days that I told him I could not work, and which when he hired me said that would be fine, and so fuck him, I'm out. And he just walked too. So that leaves at that point me and I'll call him Paddywhack. That's, if you know the old nursery rhyme, that's close enough. Me and Paddywhack, and then the PearSquatch hires another girl, and Paddywhack was the whipping boy there. He's a good friend of mine. We bonded over. We didn't like each other too much when we first met each other, but we bonded, over our mutual dislike of PearSquatch and cheeses and things like that. And Paddywhack got to be PearSquatch's whipping boy because he only worked part-time. So anything that would go wrong or anything with numbers that corporate was on PearSquatch's ass about, he would blame on Paddywhack because he only worked 2 days a week and, for like 3 hours a day. So he's like, well, you're not, these numbers could be higher. You should be doing more. And it's like, dude, I'm here 2 hours or 2 days a week, 3 hours a day at like the slowest times of the fucking day. How much do you want me to produce? And, don't get me wrong. Knick-Knack Paddywhack was good at his job. He was an excellent salesperson. He was friendly, a hell of a lot capable of dealing with the public better than I would. And I am. And he's just, getting shit on by PearSquatch left and right. Write-ups for no reason. Write-ups for, quote, being late, even though he works a full-time job first. This was his second job. Write-ups for being late because of traffic going straight from one job to the other. Performance issues, even though he saw like one customer a day for the 2 days a week that he worked there. Just write-ups. And so then they had to cut back hours. And he calls up Knick-Knack Paddywhack and says, well, we're going to have to take you down to 1 day a week and everything like that. And, hours are just getting cut all over. And my friend says to him, well, that doesn't really seem fair. And PearSquatch started apparently yelling at him and saying things like, well, that's just the way it is. This is your career. Take it seriously. And he's like, dude, don't get your panties in a bunch. And PearSquatch hung up on him. So jump forward in time 2 days. I am at work, and he calls the store to see if he was working that day because of the new hours and everything like that. I said, yeah, but just PearSquatch is in a mood. It's like, what do you mean? I'm like, he said something about when you get in, he's got to have a talk with you about performance and about the way you spoke to him on the phone the other day. And that's whenever I found out that PearSquatch actually had called him, not the other way around. And, just to called him just to bitch at him, and then hung up on him whenever he told him, about his get his panties in a bunch. So, Knick-Knack's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. So, I'm like, I don't blame you, dude. I do not blame you one bit. So that left me and the new girl. So, and then PearSquatch comes out from his office and everything like that after getting Knick-Knack's resignation email. And he's like, well, I just want to let you know that Knick-Knack quit. Keep in mind that Knick-Knack sent me a copy of his resignation email, and it was basically all like, listen, I didn't dislike my job, I didn't dislike the area, I didn't dislike my coworkers. I am specifically leaving because of the boss, because of PearSquatch, and because of who he is as a manager and who he is as a person, and he is just a horrible person. And I am leaving because of him, not because of anything else. So, he comes out, he's like, yeah, well, Knick-Knack he quit. I'm like, yeah, I know. Because literally, like, everyone would tell me that they were quitting before they quit. So, I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, how do you know these things before I do? I'm like, don't take it personally. I just, I talk to people. Like people. Like I treat people like human beings. And, we talk. Well, I don't like that. They shouldn't tell you, you're not the manager. No, I'm not. I'm their friend. There's a difference. I'm not trying to be their manager. I'm just palling around with the people I work with. So, the new girl had only been there about a week and a half at that point. And, she sees the way PearSquatch is treating Nick and talking to me and stuff like that. And he goes back in his office. She goes, this is kind of fucked up. I go, it's pretty fucked up. She goes, is he like this all the time? I go, he's so much worse. He's so much worse. This is just the fucking beginning. I'm like, this is just tip of the iceberg because he's trying to be impressive and, in front of you because you just started. And she's like, well, I didn't sign up for this. I don't need this. And I'm like, well, there it is. And she ends up quitting too. And that left me as his only employee. When her and Nick Nack quit, it was the beginning of March at this point. So, since March, he's had one employee. Right now, as I record this, it's May 24th. One employee. That's me. Any fucking time he's got, he wants to schedule himself off or anything like that, does he get backup coverage from another store or anything like that? No, just Chad will cover it. Chad's got it. Chad's got this. All day, 2-3 days in a row, open to close. Chad's got this. And then would still criticize me about my performance and stuff, even though my fucking numbers were killing it. They're pretty much the whole reason that the store was existing. So, he hires this was at the middle of April. He hires a girl to come in. She's 19. She just moved in from California. Comes in for her interview. Looks high as fuck. Like eyes, pupils dilated, bloodshot eyes. Just basically talking like this. Couldn't give a fuck about anything. And he's like, I think she's a good fit. What did you think? I'm like, I think she was high. Because she wasn't high. I'm like, do you not know when people are high? Have you never been high before? I don't do things like that. Okay, good. Well, now your holier than thou attitude is slipping out of the managerial shell and into the fucking people's personal lives. Good for you. You're such a great person. I am a good person. No, whatever. So he hires her. And she worked there for 2 days. And then called HR and reported the entire store, him and myself, for sexual harassment. Now keep in mind, during those 2 days, here's the most I saw of her in her 2 days that she worked there. Day one, she comes in and sits in the back room and fills out paperwork and watches training videos. And then comes out to the floor and sits there for about 3 hours before her shift is over, where she didn't say much and almost fell asleep at her table. And then her shift was over, and she goes, is it time for me to go? And he goes, yeah, it's time for you to go. You did great work today. I'm like, are you fucking joking? She's almost fucking passing out. I think she's high again. She's almost passing out at her fucking table. But off she goes. Next day, she comes in, worked for a few hours where literally just, watched me do my job, and then leaves at the end of her shift. Maybe in the total time I worked with her, I maybe said 5 or 6 things to her. She said to HR that it was non-stop sexual harassment. The PearSquatch took her out to lunch and did nothing but hit on her. Said he would leave his wife and children for her, which is hilarious because he doesn't have a wife and children. I can't imagine anybody would ever want to physically sleep with him. He's a disgusting, stinky mass of hair like a wet Sasquatch. He smells like a wet dog, and he's shaped like a pear. And then said something about I tried to lure her to my Ford Bronco, which, for the record, I drive a Jeep, not a Bronco. Drive a Jeep. And, then she quit. So, in a way, also, she probably was trying to sue the company, get a quick, lawsuit, $10,000, $15,000, whatever, and do that stupid shit. But in a way, she also quit about it because of him. So, again, that left just me. Well, He goes, I'm not hiring anybody else because everybody I hire just leaves. I'm like, I know. I think that corporate should be looking at that a little bit more. That's pretty concerning that everybody you've hired in the 8 months that you've been in this managing the store has literally walked out on you. Well, I don't understand it. I don't get it. You know, it's clearly not anything I'm doing. Right. Yeah, it's not you at all. No, but nobody's just leaving because of you. It's all them. Well, it's got to be because I'm not doing anything. Dude, you are a corporate goon. You are platitudes and propaganda wrapped in fucking like sky blue. If you could get the company logo tattooed on your face, you probably would proudly. So, boils down to the 21st. May 21st, 2022. After months of just now being the only person there, day in, day out, barely getting any time off. When I do, it's all, he's still calling me on my days off and stuff. Did this happen? Did that happen? Yes, it happened. Can this not wait till I get back to work tomorrow? Well, we need to address it right now. Can you come into this store? No, I'm not coming into the store. It's my fucking day off. Well, if your manager needs you, you should come into the store. No, I shouldn't. It's my day off. Goodbye. Hang up. Things like that since the end of March, since middle of March, actually. So March, April, May. 3 months. I'm doing, just dealing with that shit. I am fed up with him. I don't dislike my job at all. The customers are customers. That's retail. You're going to deal with idiots. That's how it goes. I very much dislike my boss. Very, very much. He is the fakest person. He sits there and smiles through with his dead eyes, pretending that he understands anything about how to deal with just regular people when he doesn't. He just follows the corporate platitudes. So that way it can be his career. And I'm there, and he's like, hey, can you vacuum the store? Sure, I'll vacuum the store. I always vacuum the store, because Lord knows you don't lift your finger to do anything. That would be too fucking hard. That's not a manager's job, right? So I'm vacuuming the store. And, there's little pieces of it. Like I said, I've been getting fed up. I've been way past my breaking point for some time. Just, keep my head down. Getting more and more mentally depressed, getting more and more physically depressed because it's just like, I know I'm not changing anything, I'm not doing anything else, I'm not going anywhere, this is a fucking go nowhere job, and it's really not that important, I'm selling people cell phones and listening to them bitch and complain because, oh, well, my Instagram's not working, that's not a cell phone thing. Well, I use it on my cell phone, okay. Do you use it on your computer? Yeah. Is it working on your computer? No. Well, then it's not a cell phone thing. Dealing with the public, that's retail. You'll have that everywhere. But, then getting shit on after the fact for, well, you could have done this or you could have done that. There was literally a sale I had last week. Customer comes in. Everything that I could possibly fucking sell them, I sold them. They got the phone. They got an upgraded plan. They got protection on the phone. They got protection on their home devices. They got TV. They added a watch and a tablet to it. They got a fucking hotspot to put in their goddamn barn for no goddamn reason. Everything you could possibly fucking sell them, I sold them. That was a great sale. I know it was. You didn't use the 6-point play, though. So, we do got to talk about that. I got to send an email to corporate saying you didn't use the 6-point play. It's like, okay, so you're going to take literally one of the best sales that the store's seen in months and turn it into a negative thing because I got to know the customer and questioned and felt out their needs and answered all their questions and sold them what they said they wanted to buy and what they needed and did my fucking job correctly, but I didn't do it the way that you wanted it to be done. Go fuck yourself. So, I'm coming back to the story at hand. I'm vacuuming the store, as requested. Hey, you missed a spot over there. I didn't do over there yet. Well, can you hit that real quick and then go back to what you're doing? I haven't gone over there yet. Okay, just hit that spot real quick then first. Okay, go over, hit that spot. All right, now you go back to where you were doing. Well, don't you just want me to vacuum this whole area now? I mean, I can. Yeah, well, no, just hit that one spot. Okay, because you were over there. I know I was over there. I only came over here because you fucking insisted on it. I would have gotten over here eventually. Well, I'm just trying to help. Help what? Help slow me the fuck down while I'm vacuuming? While you do what? Sit there and watch? Sit there and fucking nitpick? Sit there and tell me how to use a vacuum? Then the goddamn Oric that we used in the store, it starts smelling. And don't tell me that I don't know what the smell of a burning vacuum is. Anybody that's listening to this podcast knows my son is completely obsessed with vacuums. He's got 21 of them. I know the smell of a burning fucking vacuum when I smell it. Trust me. If I say there's this burning smell coming from the vacuum, there's a burning smell. Nothing's burning. Hurry up. A customer might see you vacuuming. Well, then A, don't have me vacuum in the middle of the fucking day, and B, you do it. But, I bite my tongue. And I finish vacuuming, whole time. It's like, I didn't like it. You could have got that corner a little better. I didn't do that corner yet. Well, maybe hit it real quick and then go back to what you're doing. Just that kind of nitpicking shit all over the time. It's like, if you want it fucking done a certain way, you fucking do it. And then I put the vacuum away and I go back to my table. And I'm just getting ready, I'm like, okay, he's going to be leaving in like 2 hours, and then I can just de-stress and get out of here, and tomorrow's Sunday, and I'll just enjoy my day off, and I'll come back Monday. And he's like, yeah, well, I think tonight, don't forget that I need you to do this, this, and this before you leave. Okay, well, aren't this and this, those are things that fall in my job category. Aren't the this, and this your job? Yeah, but nobody else works here. You work here, and you're the manager. You do it. Yeah, but I don't got time. I've got to go. I got to go. So this customer comes in with their, flip phone in the middle of our debate about who should be doing the stuff that falls under his job title. Customer comes in with their old flip phone. It's not working. It doesn't work. Buttons are all mashed in. I'm like, okay, well, this phone is pretty old. We can sell you a new one. I don't want a new one. I just want you to fix this one. Well, I apologize. We don't do any type of repair in the store. There's a place out in Monroeville. It's called You Break, I Fix. Try to sell him a new one. I just asked him if he wanted a new one. He said he's not going to buy a new one. Well, change his mind. Okay, yeah, I'll change the angry guy's mind. Oh, sir, again, I'm sorry. We don't do any repair, but I can sell you a new phone. I think it's going to be time to upgrade that one anyway. We can sell you a new phone. You can sell me a new flip phone. Well, we don't have them in the store, but I can have it shipped to your house. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you again, because you're clearly not listening, that I don't want a new one. I want you to fix this one. So now the customer feels that they're being placated to. They feel like I'm not listening to them. I'm just following the PearSquatch manager's instructions, but now the customer's even more pissed off because I'm not listening to them. So then they get pissed off and they leave. And he goes, what could you have done better with that? I'm like, why don't you fucking tell me? You tell me what I could have done better with that. Because when I did what you asked me to do, he got angrier and fucking left. Well, here's what you could have done better. Let me tell you what I could have done better. I could do better than this. Because we're having the same conversation again. You're talking in circles. You're just sitting there telling me how horrible I am at my job and how much better you would have fucking done it. You do it. I quit. What? Yeah. But nobody else works here. Yeah, I know. Isn't that fun? You are literally the only fucking person that's going to work in this store now. You. By yourself. Because every single other person that has worked with you and for you has quit because of you. You are now the only person that works there in this store until you fucking trick somebody else to come in and take the job, and then they'll walk on you too. Because that's how it is. That's how it is for the PearSquatch. He is such a piece of shit that literally everybody walks out on him. And then I sent an email, my resignation email, saying that I absolutely in no way, shape, or form quit because of a dislike of the job or anything like that. It was definitely all because of the manager. went on high detail about how much I enjoyed the job up until the last 8 months, and maybe that if corporate were should be a little bit more concerned about a guy taking over a store, and in 8 months, literally every employee he's had walking out on him. That would, if I were running a company, that would be concerning to me. But the look on his face was completely worth it. So, yep, that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed. For those of you who were part of that story and are listening to this, I'm free at last. I'm like you guys. I did it. Yay, we did it. PearSquatch is alone. As he deserves to be. Because he is just shit. He's just a shit person filled with shit. He looks literally like a giant bag of shit, and he smells like shit. And I hope that nobody else out there falls into the trap of working for him. Because he will lord that over you at any point in time and make the schedule in a way that benefits him and him only. If you need any time off or anything, he will not accommodate. He will make sure that it's, you need to schedule that during your scheduled time off while he takes vacations and stuff. My favorite part is that this upcoming weekend, Memorial Day weekend, he was going to go on a vacation. He was going to go visit his parents, I'm assuming, which are a piece of fruit and Sasquatch itself, at wherever they live. But now he can't. Now he's just got to be there all weekend, running the store, open to close, 6 days a week. I find that enjoyable. Am I a little bitter? Yeah, I'm a little bitter. Am I way happier? Dude, let me put it to you this way. It's May 24th. 3 days ago was the 21st. That's the day I left. That's the day that this story came to fruition. 3 days ago, I was in no mood to record a podcast. I was not mentally capable of recording a podcast. I was too low. I was too deep into the fucking monotonous depression of it. And I'm not saying, working. I like to work. I have a very strong work ethic. And I'm very good at what I do. I'm not going to sit there at almost 40 years old and have a fucking 29-year-old tell me how much better they are than me, what they could do better than me, and sit there and talk down to me and condescend to me every single fucking day because of a title they have, because of words, because of a fucking label, where they're the one in charge, and they're the one's going to be this way, and you got to do what they say because they're the boss. No shit, you're the boss. You're the boss. I've also worked here before you worked here with a different boss. That boss told me, do my job. Come in, do your job. You're good at it. If it falls under the guidelines of your job and you do it, you're good. Which is all I've been doing. That's all I've done. But if you're going to sit there and fucking condescend to me and talk shit to me and talk down on me and talk down on former fucking employees just because they don't fucking like you and you don't understand shit and your life is such a fucking perfect goddamn gem and nothing else lives up to your fucking standards, then go fuck yourself. Be alone. Run the store alone. Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7. Enjoy it, because you fucking earned it. This could have been a whole different fucking story. Literally could have been a whole different fucking story. Like I said, that store was a well-oiled machine. Every single person that worked in that store, besides the PearSquatch, was good at their job. Knew what they were doing. Busted their ass. Some of them, I was lucky. I lived a mile away from the store. Some of them were driving from fucking almost Katanning to Murraysville with gas prices the way they are to work for your stupid ass. And you talk down to them and shit like that. So go fuck yourself. That's the story of PearSquatch. That's where I'm at right now. It's good to be back. It's good to get that one off my chest, and I cannot wait for the feedback on this. Of course, before I let you go, I always want you to check out some other podcasts. A Fireside Chat hosted by Ryan McCormick. Case in Point on Audio Boom hosted by Justin Case. McSauce with Ian, Paul, and Matt. Go subscribe to their podcasts. You can find them anywhere podcasts are found. And, of course, again, more shameless plugs. Check out the Element of Surprise Facebook page. Join the Element of Surprise group. Check out the Element of Surprise channel on YouTube. Like, and please subscribe. It's not that hard. It's a little click of a button. Check this out. You hear this? That's a click. That's all it takes. That's that long. Just a little click, subscribe, and anytime some new content comes out, you'll be the first one to get it. You don't need to go hunting for it anymore. All right. That's going to be it for me. Thank you guys for listening. It's good to be fucking back. And I do want to say one more thing, and that is that good people don't quit good jobs. Good people quit bad bosses. Thank you. Cue the fucking bear music.